Well, welcome to Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 74. I'm your host, Trashcan Jones.
And I'm Breeeeg, your fellow host.
So I did a whole binge watch of Breaking Bad, finished a season and a half in our 2 weeks break that we've had. And gotta say, pretty good show. Pretty good ending to it. I like that it all wrapped up kind of nicely.
Yeah. Nowhere else to really go from there. I mean, I guess there's El Camino afterwards, right? But yeah, pretty much everyone involved in that entire meth operation is dead or is dead.
Yeah.
Except for
Everything's
Jesse.
pretty cleaned up. As he's walking out, just like, oh, by the way, Lydia, I put rice in the stevia.
You're
Spoiler.
going to die, Lydia. It's like, damn.
So how did he get the rice into the stevia? Did he show up beforehand and like open the packet to do it, or did he like slip it in when they weren't looking, or?
So he definitely did it before they got there.
So I figured,
because he knows like Lydia's a creature of habit.
Mm-hmm.
So ended up in the same place for the meetings and all that stuff, same time, yada 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 yada. Knew the table that she was going to be at and made it the only stevia packet in the selection of sugars.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she like searched for it and found the one.
But yeah, Walt is not he's not opposed to hurting other people in the process. However, you think he wouldn't kill someone else like on accident or whatever.
Yeah, especially because it's like I said, it's his one shot. It's not like he's gonna have a do-over at this, or not like he can do it over in any of the same way. Can you get like is whatever it is like mung beans or what the hell makes rice in? I forget what he bought to like break down.
He could do it again, but he was like planning on dying to the Nazis. So
Right.
then he wouldn't be able to do it again. But also like Lydia is like that's totally a grudge thing, It's not like the Nazis that he has to kill to like keep his family safe.
I mean, the whole thing is that like Lydia showed up at the car wash, right? So like she's still just going to be a loose end, even if she herself is not dangerous. She's going to ally with somebody who might try to be dangerous. She's known to use the Nazis to kill people, so she might just move on to the next group of white supremacists to get her meth operation going.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it was safer for Walt to make sure that gets done, but I think it was Todd's idea to threaten Skyler. So
Yeah, probably, but still, I mean, it's something that's a bit of a what would you call it? An unknown. You gotta make sure that gets taken care of.
yeah, good that he covered his bases.
Right.
We never talked about Face Off either. Season 4.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Being Walt figuring out that he can like team up with Hector Salamanca to try and get Gus. Pretty clever. Pretty wild that he like figures out how to make a bomb. It's a thermite bomb, right? I assume it's the same one. Is that what they're trying to do by like the sludge that he's making? It's the same thermite bomb that he was able to make before, just I assume on a larger scale.
Yeah, maybe it was C4. I don't really know. The fact of the matter is he knows how to make a bomb.
Right, I
He
guess,
knows how to
yeah.
make a bomb.
He knows how to make a bomb big enough that he can guarantee to kill, 3 people.
Well, so there's a lot of like German connections in this show. With Madrigal being a German company and Heisenberg, all that shit.
Sure.
In fact, the thermite, like the first, like when they talked about it, they were referencing Germany in World War II and how they had this big ass gun that could be taken out with thermite. And
Right.
So there was a plot to kill Hitler, one of the more famous ones that actually was a completed plot, where they snuck a bomb into a meeting room, and Hitler survived that because it was on like the other end of the table, and it blew up the table, and all the parts sort of flew in, like they blocked a lot of the blast, like the like, plank to the table shot up off of it, and then
right,
went over
became
him.
sort of like a shield to him. Yeah. For a lot of the
So-
concussive force. Damn, that's cool. I didn't know there was like an attempt that kind of succeeded.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they
not
did
in killing.
successfully put the bomb in there. Like that's as close as anybody got.
That's
but
cool.
and that
Just
was
picked the wrong end of the table, though.
yeah. I learned about it in like a MythBusters thing. But essentially, it was like the equivalent of modern day C4. It was a plastic explosive that we like just don't know how to make anymore or whatever.
Huh.
So yeah,
I think in World War II, like that technology can't be crazy lost, right?
yeah. I don't know, maybe it's like maybe it's just inefficient to like maybe there's
Could be.
some material that was like being regularly created from other processes that isn't being regularly created now. It'd just be too hard or too industrial of equipment to get that from. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it's like nitroglycerin or something. So like something they really wouldn't want to use, but they just happen to have on hand. They were like, let's try it, type shit.
But in MythBusters, they just used C4 and like tested it, and it's like, oh yeah, damn, yeah, he could have survived that. So that makes me think that the bomb that Walt fixed to Hector's wheelchair is a plastic explosive. Another thing is that he was able to trigger it. He was trying to use a walkie-talkie as the trigger to send a small electric jolt to explode something. Now, yeah, like you set off a whole bunch of different types of bombs with electricity, but like C4 has to be made or has to be detonated with electricity. You can't use you can't use fire or anything on it. It won't explode. Which makes it particularly safe in certain situations.
Right. I just assume it's an electrical switch to trigger whatever the bomb function is. Just like, you have a circuit incomplete and then you press a switch that's like a secondary mechanical mechanism that moves to then complete that circuit. And then that's what lets the bomb function go.
Mm-hmm. So when you was hitting the bell, it was making sparks and that blew it up.
But it doesn't make sense to me. Gus literally sends Tyrus in there to sweep, and he's doing the whole like search of the wheelchair. You don't see the giant bomb underneath his wheelchair when you're like checking for bugs and whatnot. So it's a very big, obvious thing.
I do actually have my problems with Face Off. There is an explanation for that, and whether or not you like it is, that's up to interpretation. But basically, Walt was there because he was like trying to get that lady to stay quiet in the adjacent room.
Mm-hmm.
That was happening during that scene.
Right.
He was there right around the corner when they did the sweep.
Shut up. Mm-hmm.
So what he did was Tyrus swept the room. Then he went out and said, okay, it's safe. And in that time, Walt put the bomb on there. Feels like too short of a time for me.
I mean, yeah, especially to wire it up to his bell and everything.
You could prepare a lot of that, as long as it doesn't look like a bug, which is their first priority here. They didn't imagine he was going to blow himself out.
Right, it's just got like a bunch of like different stuff to it, like wires attached to the bell. I guess maybe they wouldn't be super concerned with that potentially. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I believe that. It makes it a little bit better.
The thing is, so like it's very cool, fitting ending. He's living a double life, so he gets blown up, and he has the Two-Face shit going on. And there's the moment after it blows up where he's like walking out, and you're like, no fucking way he survived that. Walt is like quadruple dead, and then the camera like, pans around, and he has half his face missing, and then he faints, and it's like, oh well, I didn't like the look of that CG. It was a lot of makeup.
Faints. I'm pretty sure he dies.
Well, yeah, but like he falls over, and I assume he dies shortly after, somewhere right then. But he falls over. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it CG that they did? Because it was done on film. I thought it was practical.
It was a lot of makeup, and then you do some special effects to clean it up in the end. The thing about like media like this is that at the end of the day it is digital, right? To get it to your TV, that's digital. So they they record it on film, then they convert that into digital.
Gotcha.
There's like
it was a little over the top. Like if someone got hit with a blast right to the face, you definitely wouldn't have your teeth in there anymore. You definitely wouldn't have like parts of your face bones still completely structured. Like your jaw would be hanging off, different things like that. So there's a little just like kind of movie magic to him, like have his gross looking face.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wouldn't even be able to like stand. Probably would be thrown back from the blast if it was big enough to blow the door off. That was 10 feet behind
Exactly.
him. Like, you probably.
I think it's cool and all that they got him and how it all played out, but like the CG effect, like him walking out of there and then also being in such bad shape, supposedly, it felt like the show was like pretty grounded. And then right there, I was like, okay, that's really that's a real effect. That's they're you know, making it more interesting.
Right, doing
life.
it for playing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other I have the one little gripe too, another gun gripe about Walt's final like M60 spree that he does from the trunk of his car.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, I'm pretty sure that sustained fire of an M60 it would like damage the barrel. Like you're not supposed to do that. Like video game style, you can't just hold the triggers down on machine guns and let them rip because that's not good for the function of the gun. And two, if you did that, if that robotic arm, it was so tiny, if it was able to survive and not snap from the recoil of the M60, which again, a lot, that car would be shaking up and down like crazy because of the amount of pull and kick that gun's producing. Like it would not just be a straight line back and forth, like very even, only cutting that one little hole. Like it'd be going up and down and shooting a lot of shit.
I felt like it was up and down.
I didn't realize like he was able to just hit the deck. I guess he did get shot while he hit the deck, but it could have been while he was going down. It didn't really seem like it was a lot of frantic spray. It just seemed like it was a good line of just like left right. Like I didn't see the car shaking, didn't see the line of the bullets in the car go up and down.
He did.
I don't know exactly how he had it mounted on there. I don't know if it was mounted in two different places or just with the one on the handle and one underneath with where the arm was at, but it seemed like a little too neat, a little too clean. That's all I'm saying.
I will say he was on the ground before he started the thing, and still got shot. So it wasn't a straight line. But I
That's
could see
true.
how that's not
Okay, that's I
reflected
forgot.
you didn't see the car shake as much as
Right,
you
right.
felt was realistic. It's a clever plan.
Very
Story-wise.
clever. Pretty cool. You always wonder, like, oh, Chekhov's M60. That's pretty wild. Pretty crazy thing to introduce.
Yeah, they do it at the beginning of the season too, right?
Right. You're like, when's that going to come into
Right.
play? This is sweet. M60 and like 5 things of ammo. You're like, you can't even fire all that. You fired one of those cans. Kind of crazy person. The other 3 were for practice, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you can only do that even if it's like a fully refurbished M60. I guess you could probably do that like 1 or 2 times before it breaks, but like you can't really
You
just
only needed it
pull the
once.
trigger on a machine gun. Yeah, fair.
You only need it once.
Fair. And I guess whoever he got it from, like he's not getting some old shitty gun. He's getting one that's pretty much brand new. You're not going to get a brand new M60 obviously, but get one that's refurbished well enough to where it's like new.
Yeah, that the guy that he bought it from is named Lawson. He actually showed up in season 4 already, when he's the guy that Walt purchased his pistol from.
Yeah, I remember. He has the whole thing of like, oh, would I be able to see it? He's trying to get the gun to potentially kill Gus.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in self-defense.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he is right in saying it's for self-defense, but also being in the middle of a criminal enterprise, and he knew that if he went to go get a gun, like, legally, then Mike
it
and
would
Gus
come up
would
on
know.
records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But considering that, they do anyways. As soon as he saw Mike in real life, he was like, "You have a gun on you."
Pretty much knew. Yeah, he's probably tailing him the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think happens if after Hank picks up Jesse, Jesse tells him to fuck off and doesn't work with him at all? How do you think that shakes out?
Jesse gets thrown in jail and killed.
Killed by who?
Walt will find out and pay the Nazis again. because the Nazis didn't kill his brother-in-law at this point, and he was definitely willing to work with them. He did call them to kill Jesse after the, not even after the gasoline thing, after he said that he had his money and he was burning it.
Right, but he only did that because the DEA was kind of like, egging him along to do so. If Jesse had just decided, like, no, it's not as mad as I am at him, I don't want to deal with the DEA to do that, then maybe Walt never even has to kill Jesse. Maybe he, like, sends guys in there to protect him in jail or whatever, and then has this whole thing where he gets out kind of, I don't know if exactly would be scot-free, but gets out without having to look over his shoulder too much.
Here's the real thing that would happen. There would be another season of the show. That would, that would very much prevent things from being wrapped up if he was protecting him and stuff like that. After Hank finds out, shit's gonna have to hit the fan, right?
Yeah,
he's not.
I guess there's really no other way to wrap up Hank other than him getting killed, right? There's really no other way to make sure he's a tied loose end.
Well, just in terms of story at all, it was not going to end at the restaurant scene where Marie tells Walt to kill himself.
Yeah.
They're not just going to be oh, okay, all right, glad we had this talk. It's all settled. End of show. No,
right, but
there has to be bigger stakes. It's the last season of a drama, so they can actually kill main characters.
Right, writing-wise, but even so, an unsatisfying end is still kind of a more realistic one. If it goes on to where Jesse just gets out of prison and then it goes to where he has to go and relocate his life, Walt dies of cancer, Hank is never able to pin anything on anybody, and as much as he wants to look Skylar sideways, now she's got to deal with this the whole rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a little bit more of a realistic ending where you're just I never got to put the bow on it. It was just everything just... Walt didn't really win. I guess in that scenario he would win because he got his money. He'd probably leave the coordinates with Skylar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, he left it with because at that point he wouldn't even have the thing to leave it with Gwen and whatever the other guy's name is. So how would he get the money to his kids at that point?
Skylar
that was still his whole
laundering
dilemma. Yeah, I guess that would be true. Skylar could just launder.
Nothing bad happens, and he gives the ticket to Skylar like he actually ended up doing, and just there's where
but he wouldn't even need the ticket at that point because he wouldn't have buried it.
No, he buried it. He buried it before Jesse even tried to torch his house.
Oh yeah, he buried it when Skylar goes to the DEA, or he thought Skylar went to the DEA.
No,
because she was talking with Hank.
No, he didn't. And that's not why. He did it because Skylar was look, this is so much money, you got to stop. I spray it for silverfish. And then he was probably just yeah, keeping this much money in a storage unit in a public place is just kind of asking for it to get discovered at some point. So
it's in response to Saul telling him that she's talking with Hank or whatever, and he literally does it all, makes him go get the van, does everything all in one night, and comes home at night super bedraggled. She's don't worry, I didn't tell him anything, and he passes out on the floor.
Yeah.
Probably was a bit of an overreaction, but...
they were getting close, right?
Yeah.
With an extra layer of hiding things. I think he could have safely divulged where the money was buried to her right then, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. But the fact, if it was all going to go hunky-dory and fine, and he's just going to die of cancer, he'd probably be dying and be here's the lottery ticket. I made the numbers of coordinates. Go have fun.
And you gotta make her go out and dig each time? That would suck.
Those coordinates are not precise enough to actually go dig that up right away.
And it's crazy too that he gave him the exact coordinates of this thing. Give him 12 off each coordinate. They're gonna cut. You're the only one out in the desert. If you get them close enough, they'll find you. You don't have to give them the exact precise location.
Well,
and then the double fuck up was
the precision. That location is not precise enough. That's like a square mile to search.
Damn, really?
Yeah. However many numbers they put on there, I think it was 4 digits per or 6 digits per. That just doesn't seem like it's precise enough.
Yeah, don't longitude, latitude, latitude coordinates go into the decimal thousandths?
Yeah, because it's 360 degrees for each axis of the world.
Damn.
Or it's 180 and then negative 180. But it's 360 degrees total because that's just how a circle, like the sphere works, you know?
Right. The double fuck up was Walt just offering the 80 million to let him go. Because then he put it together like, so these coordinates were about this exactly. If he never said that, good chance that they were going to be too stupid to put that together.
Yeah, but it's not like. Yeah, it's kind of bad that he funded the Nazis to the tune of $72 million or whatever, discounting the single barrel they left him. But,
Right. I think it was 80 million and then 72 after they took the one barrel off.
But there's like nothing that he could have done with it at that point.
Yeah.
Like
other than what he ended up.
Yeah. So like more than that, like it doesn't change anything. But it was like it didn't save Hank's life. Like, yeah, he could have had more money lying around, but I don't think he would have been able to do anything with it unless he wanted to continue to hire the Nazis or find another equally despicable gang to kill the Nazis.
Swallow the bird to catch the fly.
Mm-hmm. But it is cool to like to introduce those villains in the last season. You know, the fact that he's working
they were
with
definitely
them makes Walt look
the
like
crazy
shit.
villains. They're fucking crazy ass criminals. They do the criminal organization thing right. A lot more ruthless than what we see of the cartel.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is like it is more ruthless of what you see, but like, you know, Gus is more like he's not trying to just kill people like crazy. He's kind of on the same wavelength as like Walt claims to be, where it's like, okay, you know, it's happened, like with the killing of the kid. He's like, okay, this happened, but like now we're in charge and we can make sure that people don't have to die for this anymore. Like Gus kind of did that better than him.
Yeah, I suppose. Except for the fact that one kid like died right away. He's just underneath Gus's two other shitty meth dealers.
Yeah, but if you put like one kid to one kid, that makes them even, right? In like badness, I guess.
Walt didn't kill a kid; he just poisoned him.
No, I was talking about Drew Sharp.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
but at that point, he hadn't gotten Drew Sharp. At that point, he hadn't even poisoned Brock.
The point where he says, you know, we're doing it our way, no more people need to die, stuff like that. That is after Drew. It's in response to Drew Sharp dying.
Oh. Damn. Yeah, no, that's pretty fucked up. That's pretty manipulative.
Actually, he does say it multiple times, now that I think about it, because Jesse's all like, oh, you keep on saying this, but when does it actually happen?
Right.
But yeah, speaking of which, Drew Sharp, like what did you think of the train heist, I guess, from the start?
It was pretty cool. Pretty dramatic. Pretty cool that they managed to pull all that off. And then right at the end, as soon as that kid stops and waves at the motorbike, I knew it was coming, and it was just real unfortunate that Todd was the one to fucking pull and kill him. Thought it was going to be like, you know, what you call it. One of the things were like, I don't know, Saul's guys or like one of the other people like comes like make sure to like track him down or whatever. But the fact that Todd just like up and shoots him, I was like, well, shit, I guess that's loose end tied quick. Mm-hmm. Todd's that kind of guy.
Yeah, well, Saul isn't that much. Like, he doesn't like the fact that Walt even hurt a child. You know, I don't think he would facilitate the death of one.
No, I was going to think it would be like, you know, what's his name? Hubie, Bill Burr. He would be like, hey, that kid see anything? And he would like go and like shake him up a little bit, like to make sure he didn't, or like bribe him to make sure he didn't like say anything. Like I figured that kid was going to be something. But then Todd just ended that something real quick.
Yeah. That's another one of those scenes that I ended up seeing like memes to death. Specifically, this might sound strange. Chess. So it'd be like a board or something like that, and then there's like a move that looks really good, but like is actually a trap. And then on the board you see like the player move the piece, and then or take a piece, and then Jesse's going like, no, and it cuts off. Very popular in the chess community for some reason.
Chess really likes Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Them Chessers.
Yeah, that one
Them
particular
Chesters. What is a is it just a chess player? Is that what that be? Like a football player? There's no there's no term for it.
The Chester?
Is that a thing? Like
No,
a
I think it's just a
chesser?
chess player.
Guess that makes sense. There's no like you can call people a footballer, but even that's that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, like footballer is like something that you say, but like you wouldn't put in publication, you know?
Right.
You'd be like football player. What's your occupation? Football player, not footballer.
Well, you do get the higher titles in chess, like Grandmaster, International Master, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then they just call
That's
you a
pretty
chess grandmaster.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Can't be a
there's
football Grandmaster.
I guess there's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's probably a Hall of Fame for chess too, but people give way less of a shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't like a tourist attraction that people go to in Canton.
Well, chess people would definitely care about it.
Yeah, but how many like chess people is there? There ain't no like multi-million-dollar chess game that goes on every year that people pay the millions to advertise in and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Drew Sharp. That scene afterwards, so fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. They just gotta fucking keep on keeping on. Just do what they gotta do. Compartmentalize to the maximum, I guess. Just like, yeah, this is the job. Don't think about it.
Yeah, well, they've done it
I
plenty of
guess.
times
What other way
before,
can you get through that?
but never
Right.
too innocent. There's the whole concept of like, is someone in the game? That comes through in both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, where it's like, if they're in the game, they're like, they know what they're getting into. They've probably even killed people. They're liable to getting killed themselves.
Right.
But
Right.
innocent,
They know what they signed up for.
you like, you ship them back or something like that, like Gus did, sending the cleaners to Honduras. Like he's not gonna
Right,
kill
because they
them.
didn't know. That's one of the things, yeah, Jesse is probably pretty right about it. Like, that kid didn't know what he saw. He's like, probably, especially because he only saw the very end of the train heist. He could have let that kid go and be like, oh, I saw some people out in the desert. Like, maybe that could lead to some sort of investigation to where they find where, like, they did some work or something, but they didn't even leave any evidence behind. That was kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
So, I think he could have gotten away with letting that kid go.
I agree, but it's a thing that complicates everything.
Yeah, it is something potentially that it could be complicated. Crazy too. Fucking Todd killing Andrea, that was the final straw of like, I don't believe you could ever be a good guy. You can never be like, oh, I'm just doing this as a job. Like, you're actually Monster Man.
Yeah, I never believed him, even with when it came to the kid in the first place. He's just like, I don't know. He said no one can know, so I made sure of it. It's like, you don't even have a single thought behind your eyes on whether or not it was like an okay, or like whether or not it was something that you could do.
Right. It was literally all just like, that's part of the job. Some people got to die.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally like his job is to kill people in that moment. So he's just like, okay, no thoughts beyond that.
I mean, never seen him kill anyone before that.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but still, it's like he obviously doesn't have a problem with it when he gets put in that position of like, oh, nobody's got to know. Just, I don't know. And Gus does, not Gus, Hank. Is it? No, who the fuck is? I can't keep blanking on his name.
Mike?
Mike. He gets mad at him right afterwards, like, well, why'd you bring a gun on a job and not tell me? I'm surprised they really let him stay on after that.
Well, the thought was to keep him under control because he could, he's a liability for everyone involved on that whole thing. Also,
at that point, yeah.
He kept the tarantula that Drew had in a jar.
I forgot about that. He did. What a weirdo. Fuck you, Todd. Glad you're dead.
Yeah. Very satisfying that Jesse got his win. I mean,
Yeah.
not really even a win. His vengeance.
Right. You got a little bit of vengeance on Todd. Fuck him. Breaking Bad, though, overall, great show. Get yourself watching some more Ozark. They got some real good seasons in that.
Yeah, now it's
Especially-
Ozark time, and I'm gonna watch Ozark, and you're gonna be like, "Ooh, what do you think of this part and that part?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, it was a cool part."
Yeah. Yeah, especially once they introduce, I forget her, I believe her name is Ruth. I don't know if they've introduced her to yet, but once they introduce her, pretty awesome. A lot of the adventures she gets to go on.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say any more than that, not to spoil.
Well, looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. So I had a bit of an adventure that went on during the middle of the week to where I had been searching for a satin-lined beanie because it's getting a little bit colder out here, and I need something to both keep my head warm but also not make my hair like a frizzy, matted mess. Because like as you put a beanie on, it'll just turn it into hat hair and just make it just look just terrible. So I've been looking for a satin-lined beanie. I couldn't find one like actually in store anywhere. And I was like, I guess I can order one online, but I don't want to get one, and it's going to end up being like way too small or something like that. Like I want to get it in my hands, something like that. So eventually I find out that it's going to Dick. There's one at Dick's Sporting Goods near me. I'm like, okay, I can go to there. Which whatever. I see that it's online, like in stock. I can schedule it for pickup at that store within the hour. So that means it has to be at that location. They're not going to order it from another store and ship it there. Like I went to Five Below and realized that that's exactly what they're going to do when they said it was quote unquote in store. They actually have it in that building. I figured.
They said come pick it up in an hour.
Right. And I'm like, listen, I couldn't find it on the shelves anywhere. I'm like, listen, man, I go to a representative. I'm like, I'm showing my phone. I'm like, it says I can pick it up from here within the hour. Right. I know that means that it's got to be within the building somewhere. I don't see it on the shelves. I don't know if I'm like stupid or whatever, but look, can you help me out? And he's like, oh yeah, of course. If it's in the system like that, like you're saying, it's got to be here somewhere. I was like, okay, cool. And he goes into his little earpiece to like announce it to somebody. He goes, okay, so, and I assume this part is just like a corporate thing. Like they got to call their customers athletes because it's Dick's Sporting Goods. He goes, we got an athlete here looking for and he looks at the phone and goes, a women's silk-lined beanie. Can we find that over in the Carhartt section? Anybody got an eye on that? Pretty good. At that point, I was already out shopping for an hour, so I didn't really feel like embarrassed or anything. I was just laughing about it, but I was just like, this is... Just give me my beanie, please.
Did it say women's on the thing that you were looking for?
Yeah, it was a women's silk-lined
Okay,
beanie, of
okay.
course, because this is...
I thought you just added
I didn't
that.
care it was in the women's section. I didn't think about that, but I just didn't really care because it's... Yeah, I have long hair, and I figured the people that they like make long hair products for are just predominantly women, so it's whatever. I got it in black. It's not like it came in only like hot pink and white.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a funny resolution of running around shopping for an hour, and then this guy, I know he wasn't making fun of me. Like I said, it's a corporate thing, I guarantee, of like they got to call all the customers athletes when they come in. But it's just a funny juxtaposition of
This guy's
this
just really
athlete
fucking
needs
tired
a-
of his job today. You're coming over here asking questions. It's like, yeah, this
He was
athlete
so
over
nice,
here.
too.
This athlete
He was
over
such
here is
a
looking
nice
for a
guy.
women's cap.
He's such a nice older guy too. Like, oh yeah, because he understood exactly what I was saying. Like, listen, like I know it's got to be here somewhere because I can pick it up within the hour. And he's like, oh yeah, it's got to be. Like, it's such a weird thing to have to explain to somebody, and he got it right away and was able to help me. Like, he was amazing. Love that guy. I don't wish any ill will towards him, which is a part of what helped me. Like, oh, I'm not embarrassed at all. It's just like this kind of what he had to say. He didn't think
it's the
twice
name of
about
the
it. I
crowd.
didn't think twice about it. Right. I just kind of chuckled as I walked away. Funny interaction.
So do they have it?
Yeah, no, I got it. I ended up getting it. Carhartt makes a very nice, very thick satin-lined beanie. Now my hair is protected all throughout work. It's not a
Nice.
disgusting mess at the end of the day.
Nice. Good find.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, after my shopping excursion, I realized paper receipts are just like Wrong. Why are we doing that anymore? The receipts of like every single nature are within the digital world and like everything digitized. Why are we trying to take time for a paper receipt? If you think you need a paper receipt, you're wrong. You don't need those anymore. Send it to your phone. Send it to whatever bank thing. You're taking extra time that's not needed.
There are reasons for paper receipts.
Like, name one. Name one that's not insane.
Let's
Like, I would like to
say-
keep it and store it in a fucking drawer full of receipts that I might need one day if the IRS shows up with a gun.
Well, if you're like going real ham on like claiming things on your taxes and stuff like that, you could decide that like something's a write off. It's like a business expense, whatever, like that. Do you really want to have to go back like into your computer and print out some shit to put into your records, or would you rather just throw the receipt into a binder with all the rest of your things for when you submit your taxes?
Would I rather search through a binder full of papers or search through a computer full of files? Computer full of files.
Binder full of paper. Binder full of papers. I'm looking through files on computers all the fucking time. It gets
It has
annoying.
a search feature. You could just click a receipt for whatever this. You could just find it right away. It's real easy. It's so much faster.
Well, then you got to download
Especially-
the thing and you got to move it around and just like. Nah, I do appreciate the physical thing. It's a lot easier to use a physical thing. A physical shopping list, always.
Rough.
I hate putting things into my phone and like notes, and it's like, oh, now you gotta move the cursor around with your finger. Like, get that shit out of here.
I don't know. I feel like that's just too much space, too much effort, and it's not worth it. You're taking too much time, too, in front of me at the cashier trying to get a receipt printed and everything. Just no receipt. Get going. Your bank has a transaction of everything that goes on. If you really need it, if the law really needs it, I'm sure the store is keeping record of it.
Yeah, but also your bank is like, it can be annoying because a lot of different things that you might end up buying, like it showing up on your bank can just be so weird. You know, depending on where you go, it could be some type of like, oh, Square transaction or like whatever. It's like hard to read the names. Sometimes this is a thing I was talking about before with dispensaries, how they do a workaround with buying things with a card where you
Oh, yeah.
give them your card and then they do an ATM withdrawal and then they give you the change. Like, that's going to come up as an ATM charge. That's not really telling you what happened. Your receipt does. And I guess you could send it to your email, but like, I just don't want shit in my email. I want to have the thing. Okay, here's the physical thing. I put it in a physical place and it's gone. If you have the receipt in your email, you can go to your email, you can check it, right? But it's still sitting there in the ocean of all this other shit where you're trying to
Why
like,
don't you just get
actually
an
get
email
emails.
specifically for receipts and for shopping? Maybe that's the future. You get your shopping email.
Yeah, I've considered the way that I do emails is like every couple of years, eventually they just get overran with spam, and so I just make a new one. And you know, I keep these old, like I have my really old one from like middle school that is like wrecked
Right.
with spam, but like my Facebook is on it and stuff like that. And if I do something online where I have a feeling that I'm just going to get a lot more spam, like I'm signing up for a website or whatever, and it's like you can't unclick the like promotional thing initially, or
Yeah.
like it's just not on there, like you throw it over there so it gets spammed. There's also a thing, kind of on the topic, where if you are signing up for something, to like purchase something from an online store or whatever, for your middle name for delivery, you put the name of the store. So if they sell your information and then you get something in the mail from a third party, the store that they
you
bought
know.
that information from is the middle name.
Ah, that's kind of cool. You leave like little traps in there so then you can tell.
It's never worked out for me. But I do follow the recommendation. Now when I get my orders from Chewy once a month, it says to Brendan Chewy last name.
And if you get any spam that says to Brendan Chewy, then you know.
Yeah.
Chewy's the motherfucker.
They actually haven't sold
Selling
my
you
shit,
shit.
though. Or they've wised up and they just removed the middle name.
They figured it out.
I don't even know if this is spam. I got $1 in the mail like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I've gotten that before. They'll like send you something with and they'll like give you the postage to send it back, just like to encourage you, basically.
Well, it's a thing for a survey, right? So it's like $1, and it's like, please fill out this TV survey, and if you do, we'll send you a check for $4. And I think it has a prepaid return, like mail thing. They're just
Yeah,
trying to
it
pay
gives
me
you all the things to send
$5
it back.
total because it had a physical dollar bill in it.
Yeah, a real ass dollar. I've gotten that. I think only twice before. I think twice.
Yeah, never before for me. It's surprised. Hey, free money.
It had a little like window in there and showing you the dollar. I thought it was a scam, like it was going to be like a paper of just like you can only see that bit of the dollar through the window. But
Yeah,
no.
me too. I thought I was gonna take out the dollar, and the other side was gonna be like, the real value is in Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Which they'll have those like as hundreds and stuff like that you like leave on the street so people pick it up, or if you're really shitty, you leave it as a tip. At a restaurant.
Oh, like those fake hundreds that are just like "Go with God" on the back of them.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yep. How rude.
Never seen one of those in real life. I really want to. It's just so ridiculous. The shittiest way to advertise. If anything is like that, I'm just pissed. I don't care what is advertising on the back of that. Even if it's go over here for $100, I'd be pissed that I was already got like cheated out of the step.
Yeah.
I
you're
had
gonna
thought I had
believe them
$100.
now?
Now I don't.
These exact people just made you think you had $100, and now you don't. You're gonna go somewhere thinking they're gonna give you $100.
Right.
They
I'm
won't.
supposed to trust them? Oh, one other thing. It happened while I was out shopping that kind of annoyed me. So I was in line through the drive-through ATM because I was just going to get some cash out before going out. And the person in front of me puts a card in, right? And they're doing their whole thing. They get something out. They put a check in. They get their receipt. They pull their card out. Then they put a second card in. If you're going to that level of banking, I don't think the drive-through ATM is where you're doing it. She's usually sitting there for like 15 straight minutes, just like going over her statements, like probably writing stuff down in the whatever. Like, just go inside. If you gotta like manage your accounts and shit, this isn't drive-through behavior.
I hate doing basically anything drive-through unless it's like someone physically handing something to me so I can get like to my window. Otherwise, I have to like lean out and shit like that. I don't like it at all. Like having to tap my card to get into a certain lot, or it's mainly just parking things for me. Like, I don't have any drive-through ATMs with my bank near me. I just go into the physical location anyways. Yeah, what the hell? That's not where you do banking. Do you have all your binders out and shit right there?
That's what I was saying. She as soon as she took the card out and got the receipt, I was like, well, that was kind of a long transaction, but whatever. It didn't seem too young, so I was like, maybe this is just like she's not a computer person. But then she got a second card. I was like, oh no, she's real computer savvy. I guess this is where she does all her banking. This is her whole fucking Friday, just sitting in the Chase drive-through, going over the reports.
Mm-hmm. And that's when you just lay on the horn.
I wanted to so bad, but I didn't want to be an asshole. There are literally the other drive-through lane. So there's 3 drive-through ATMs, right? One of them's always broken, and so I go through the first one, realize it's broken, back up, get behind this lady, and the one behind me is working, and I see like 4 cars go past me to the thing, and I was like, I just want to lay on the horn, but I knew the second I would do that is the second they start to leave, then I'd feel like a real asshole.
No, so that's why you start with just a little like honk honk. You get it going, you bring it to their attention.
But then
that
that makes them go slower. They don't fucking care. Someone who already doesn't care and is oblivious to people around them, they're not gonna care.
No, but it's
They're
like a
gonna be
warning
like, oh
shot.
yeah, fuck you, a warning shot.
And then you do it
I
again.
don't want to get into a fight. I don't want to beat up a lady at Chase Bank. That probably would not have looked good for me.
You just stay in your car and you're just like, what the hell are you doing?
Then that would have just taken longer. That would have exacerbated the problem of her not getting out of the way.
Yeah, you should have just went to the other lane.
I should have. I should have. And I was like, I was afraid of one of those scenarios too. Of the second I move over there, then she goes forward, and then now I'm just an idiot because I'm sitting behind somebody else because. Ugh.
Well, I think
I
the
just
odds of
foresaw
you running
all the
into someone
horrible
doing
things.
all of their banking at a drive-through ATM, like you're not going to run into two of them. You already saw so many other people go by.
Right, but I mean, like as soon as I go to the other line, now she's finished, and then the guy behind me now gets the spot that I would get, and I'm stuck waiting behind somebody new who's hopefully doesn't take as long. Yeah, but still.
I think if they take a regular amount of time, you will have successfully cut your losses.
Yeah, that's
You
really what it
would have been
comes
a
down
safe
to.
play, even though technically you lasted, like you had to stay there longer. You like basically guaranteed that you would get out in a certain amount of time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about a good amount of time for this episode of CRT. We're recording only one episode in this batch. We normally like to wait 2 weeks and record them in batches of 2, but we're doing a remote one on only one this week because we got a little bit of a scheduling mashup where we had a lot of stuff to do this weekend.
Busy weekend. Now this is done. I can finally sit back and drink my SpongeBob soda.
Got SpongeBob soda?
I got
Nice.
SpongeBob soda.
Oh yeah.
It's an
What flavor
Olipop.
is it?
It's Can I still make you guess, or did I give it away?
Yeah, I heard pineapple,
Damn
but
it. Damn it. All right, yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's pineapple paradise.
Nice.
For
It's
the new
actually like
movie or
SpongeBob
something.
brand, or does it just look like a SpongeBob pineapple?
Yeah, it's for the new movie. I don't know. I just thought it was a cute can.
Oh, cool. I didn't know Olipop had like a brand deal with them.
Yeah, right?
Go
I haven't
SpongeBob.
seen them have a brand deal with anyone ever.
Yeah,
And the
right?
thing is,
That's
they
not
didn't
like
even- they didn't even make it say Alibaba. But then again, I guess that doesn't.
they
that's
just
not
add
exactly
two
it.
extra humps underneath the P's. It'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, right.
Olipop.
They missed
Well,
out.
Olipop's kind of new though, so I guess you haven't really seen brand deals because like they've only been around for like what the last 10 years, not even.
Their failure to make it Alibaba means I'm not going to the movie that I totally would have went to anyways before.
Yeah, right. I was super hyped for the SpongeBob movie. Not anymore. They betrayed me.
I'm super hyped for the SpongeBob movie. I purchased promotional material for the SpongeBob movie, or like I guess a branded thing with this movie, and now I'm not going to go see it because of that.
I'm
particular
thoroughly
thing I bought.
disappointed.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go protest it. Actually, I'm gonna bring my Olipops and just give them to people. Hopefully, they serve the same amount of disappointment as me.
And start throwing them at kids at the SpongeBob movie.
Full cans.
I knew someone in high school who did brag about doing a drive-by soda canning thing. I think we might have talked about this on the podcast before. Where he was driving by someone, noticed someone on the road, and chucked a Mountain Dew Baja Blast at his feet as they drove by, and it blew up. Very mean. But
Pretty funny though,
Yeah.
especially if you hit the feet. You didn't just peg them with the can. That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
right. That's basically my plan.
All right, pretty good, pretty good. That's probably a waste though. Aren't those like things $2 a can or something? $3 a can?
An expensive protest.
Well, thank you for tuning in to episode. We're at 75, right? That's the odd one. Or 74. 74. We're starting on odds next time. Thanks for tuning into episode 74. Anywhere that you're listening to this podcast, give it a 5-star rating, give it a thumbs up, comment, any kind of engagement. We would appreciate it. Let us know how you feel about the show, what you like about us, what you hate about us. If you hate Olipop, if you're also protesting the SpongeBob movie, let us know. We can group up.
Au revoir.
See you later.